Good morning. It's Saturday, March 13th. Yesterday we talked a little bit about our security and how it ultimately rests in God and nowhere else. Let's think a little bit then about what that means for us in our lives. Now, we all have insecurities. I remember once I was working on a construction site and I was on top of a thing and I was nailing something down, and my boss walked up, the owner of the company walked up, and with him was the general contractor for this whole big building. And they stood there talking, and they're watching me hammer these nails, and they're flying everywhere because I'm too nervous to do it right. And finally, the big boss, the contractor, said, "Slow down, take it easy, son. You're going to be all right. Don't be nervous." And I looked at him, and I said, "Thank you, sir." And bang, bang, and I got it nailed in just right, and they wandered off. We all have insecurities, big ones, little ones, chronic ones, major ones, minor. There's all these insecurities that we're always dealing with. Ultimately, though, as I said, we simply need to trust in God. But imagine that you are one of those people, and there are a lot of them in our world right now, especially children, who don't know where the next meal is going to come from. They know where to get lunch Monday through Friday downtown at the corner table. They know where to get a meal on Sunday night from us at the church. Maybe a couple of other places around, but that doesn't do it, for the whole week. And that's only one meal a day. Well, what if you're a kid, depending on the school lunch and school breakfast to keep you alive, and all of a sudden there's no school? Or it's a weekend and you forgot to get the little brown bag to take home with some stuff in it so that you could eat over the weekend, and you don't have anything at home to eat. And there are all kinds of reasons why that happens, and sometimes it's, adult misbehavior and stuff, but imagine that that's the case. I mean, it's a terrible thing. There's plenty of food in this world. There's plenty of food in our country. There's no reason why some people should go hungry while other people are leaving, 5,000 calories on a plate in a restaurant because they don't want to finish it. And there's plenty of food. We just have to figure out ways to distribute it so that everybody gets enough. And I think we could do that. It might take some changes in our society, but we keep hoping and we keep working toward that, little tiny steps, but the best we can. I think that's one of the things the church is called to do in these days. So when we get our security in God in place, then we start looking around and say, well, who else needs help? And what kind of help do they really need? These days, a lot of people are don't know where the rent's going to come from. They spent the money on food. Now there's nothing for rent. So there are all these interlocking problems, and we can deal with some of them a little bit, but all the churches together, we can deal with a lot of them. And I'm hoping that as time goes on, as the pandemic subsides and we're able to get back to normal, we'll be able to fix our society somehow so that more people have what they need. Tomorrow we have worship, and in that sermon I'll talk about the third temptation that Jesus is faced with. And next week we'll reflect on that some. For now, have a great weekend.